On a numbers game, the right data changes everything, and the data behind Shopify is hard to argue with. Millions of businesses worldwide run on it, including our own VSiN store. When we launched, Shopify's templates and AI tools got us live fast. Professional looking from day one. No tech background needed. Shopify checkout converts more customers and makes it easy for returning fans to come back and buy again in a single click. Shopify's built-in AI assistant Sidekick is there whenever you need help, building, troubleshooting, or just figuring out your next move. Check out what we built at vsin.com/store. Then go build something of your own. All you need is the idea. Shopify handles the rest. Start your free trial at shopify.com/vsin. That's shopify.com/vsin. Shopify.com/vsin.
The numbers told the story, they always do.
It's one of those idiots who believe in analytics.
This is a numbers game with Gil Alexander on VSiN.
No. I am not Gil Alexander. Dustin Swedelson filling in all week here on a numbers game. It's VSiN, the sports betting network. That's Kelley Bydlon. I'm Dustin Swedelson. Appreciate you hanging out with us today, however you may be tuning in. Sirius XM channel 158, YouTube TV, the VSiN Watch app, radio affiliates across the United States of God bless America.
And Game Plus in Canada.
That's right. I don't want to neglect.
Don't worry, I'll keep adding it on for you. You're in a flow. You get that intro down.
I just have my routine down, and I can't really mess with it. You know what threw off my routine? Finding out about 5 minutes before a WNBA game started while we were on the air today. Because in my brain, it's way too early to be playing like legitimate sports outside of soccer. And right now at halftime, the Sun lead the Fire 50-40. I went minus 150, and I didn't handicap this. I just went to vsin.com earlier today. Tyler Shoemaker wrote it up. He had Connecticut plus 1.5. We closed at minus 2.5. So I just said, you know what? Instead, I'll just lay the 150 with Connecticut, and right now I'm feeling good with a 10-point lead.
I'm pretty mad this isn't on somewhere. Where'd you say WNBA League Pass, Danny? That's the only spot? Yeah, I saw it. Wait. Actually, that might come with my regular League Pass subscription. It should. Sounds like it should.
Yeah. So you're assuming that Kathy Engelbert, who hates the sport that she governs, you think she got something right and included that part of your NBA League Pass?
No, probably not, but I'm hoping.
Look, I'm not going to pretend
this live under, though, man. When I brought this up, there were 55 points scored in the first quarter. In the second quarter, 35. No, 32. 35.
So
math stuff.
We're at 90.
It's a numbers game.
Hold on, we're 90 at halftime, and the game total was 168.5.
Mm-hmm.
So we're technically pacing towards an over now.
Yeah, we are.
That would be the only thing that jumps out now, is that we were way towards an over, but maybe we buy back the other way and go under.
I would say it would be no bet for me now. I mean, it would have been. It feels like the most under of all unders with a Tuesday 11 a.m. Eastern tip in the W. And then with that high scoring first quarter, that was the time. After the first quarter, in that second quarter, live under then.
All right, well, we're going to stay away from it. I was going to say, if the WNBA could get out of their own way, the popularity would still grow, and it probably would grow. It just wouldn't grow with me, and it's no offense to anyone who loves the sport or watches the sport. I don't have the bandwidth to care about more things that I don't have the bandwidth to care about. Do you understand what I'm saying?
100%, man. We do these, look, we have to have the ability to talk about a lot of sports when we do these shows, but when it comes to betting sports, and you really have to specialize and focus in on individual sports like you do with baseball so well, so much of your attention has to go to baseball, and it's just only so much time to spend really diving into the other ones.
That's like when people ask me, hey, are you going to get into college baseball this year? I'm like, no, because I watched Major League Baseball, and I'm struggling to find a way to win consistently there. How am I going to watch another version of baseball? And it also feels like there's a bleed over, they're just such different games. Mm-hmm. It takes every ounce of effort to pay attention to baseball night in, night out. I can't add something else there.
I also think it's not by accident. Drew Dinsick is someone who I've had this conversation with a lot. It's not by accident that the sports that are my biggest specialty sports are NFL, NBA, golf. Think about how the seasons work in the calendar, right? You actually, as one season is wrapping up, another one's beginning, you have the time to kind of dive into the next one.
That is fair. Well, speaking of the NFL, we were talking about the AFC West in the last segment. We've got to wrap it up here with the final two teams. Denver is really, really interesting this year. The Bo Nix injury, when he returns, how he looks when he returns. More importantly, what do they do at quarterback if he's not ready to go? Because they did not make a big, bold move. They're going to run it back. Jared Stidham, Sam Ehlinger currently on this roster. And they added Jalen Waddle, which is a great wrinkle for this team. It is a great stretch the field element, but also a guy who can take short Bo Nix passes a long way. So you take the risk out of taking the air out of the football, get it into Waddle's hands. It also opens up opportunities for guys like Cortland Sutton, for Troy Franklin and their speed. And you got guys like Pat Bryant, who aren't even going to be a part of like the regular starting group, that you bring him in spot situations. He can make a ton of plays out there. Not a very active offseason for Denver, though, right? They didn't have the first rounder. And then they have questions on defense, like Jonathan Cooper. Is he going to play? Really scary story in the offseason with him and some crazy allegations with someone he used to date. I don't know, and I don't think he's going to be available. And that was a guy out of Ohio State, really has emerged for them at linebacker the last couple of years. Nick Bonito is back, the Oklahoma rusher. He is kind of a one-trick pony. He just gets after the quarterback. I had him at a big number a year ago to be Defensive Player of the Year, Kelley. He's 14-1 now. I want to go back to the well.
Too short.
But it's too short of a number
many guys.
for me.
There's too many great pass rushers at the top, and that's
he
too short of a
doesn't do
number,
enough, so I can't do it. I want to say I had like 50-1 a year ago, 35-1, somewhere in that range. When you look at Denver's schedule, it's a brutal start. At the Chiefs, primetime Monday Night Football. The Jaguars going to be tough, but they get it at home. The Rams on Sunday Night Football in Week 3, at the Chargers, at the Niners, at the Chargers, host the Seahawks on a short week. Then they have at the Cardinals, Kansas City. But when I look at Denver, the way I want to play this, and I think you and I were talking about this pre-show, I want to wait. Yeah. And if they struggle out of the gate, I would love an adjusted win total over on them, because look how this thing finishes. Even before the bye, Panthers before the bye, then coming out of the bye in Week 11, Raiders at the Steelers, Dolphins at the Jets, at the Raiders. I love that group of games. That's when they are going to make you the money and go over the total. I kind of hope they stub their toe and they get off to like a 1-5 start.
Yeah, this is I think one of your perfect example teams this offseason of set your calendar and schedule alerts, right? Hey, we talk about it on this network all the time. Matt Brown, Mike Somich do a great job of it on the weekends. Everybody's got their little Google calendars or whatever. Just go in, mark the date. Right now, I'm with you, Dustin. This gives us time at the beginning of the season, see if Bo Nix is healthy. Let's see about some of the questions that we have with the team, see how they react. Again, really good competition to start off the season. Week 6, you play the Seahawks Thursday Night Football. Okay, by then, that's October 15th. I'm going to see how they do Thursday Night Football against the Seahawks. You get a long week before you go play the Cardinals. Yes, you got the Chiefs in there after the Cardinals, but then it's the Panthers, which I don't believe in that team at all this year, before the bye, and you rallied off the rest of the schedule. I think that's your schedule. That's your point where you're circling after that Seahawks game. Look for a over on their win total. And I'm with you. Look, this is a team. You kind of said it last segment. I'm with you, man. I didn't give Peyton enough credit and Bo Nix enough credit. I didn't think this team was going to be this good, and they have proven to be one of, if not the best defenses in the NFL. I think you can absolutely trust that will be back. And we're going to figure out with the offense at the beginning of the season. We have time before you have to make a bet. But this team under Peyton, 8-9 the first season, 10-7 second season, 14-3 last season. It's been steady progression, and I didn't see that coming when he took over. So I will shout that out. Also, great point by Steve Mackinnon, though. If we really dive in to last season and what they did, I thought this was a great point. A lot of luck. 7 games by 4 points or fewer last season. And that includes wins, ugly wins against the Jets and Raiders. You might remember those. And also had that 18-point comeback against the Giants. So you dig into it, might not look as great, but still, they only had 3 losses.
But here's the problem I have with Denver. And this is why I bounce back and forth in believing in Bo Nix and not. Because everything you just said is true. It was a lot of late drama. It was a lot of fourth quarters, but that's by design. That's the game plan for them. They want to just make it a close game, low-scoring game. Then fourth quarter, they trust that Bo Nix is not going to blink and make the big play when they need it. They're 10-1 to win the AFC. By comparison, the Bengals are also 10-1 to win the AFC. If I forced you right now to believe in one of those teams that you legitimately think can jump the 6 teams in front of them on the board, is it the Broncos, the defense, and Bo Nix? Is it the Bengals, Burrow, that trio of receivers, and more importantly, improvements on the defense, but you have Zach Taylor in the fold as well?
This is such a great question. Great question. I think two teams that are awesome to compare because I think the Broncos are higher floor with what this defense brings to the table.
I'd rather have the Bengals.
Bengals higher ceiling. So if I've got to make a bet on who's going to win the AFC, give me the Bengals. I will bet on Burrow in this offense clicking and being one of the more dominant units in the NFL.
Yeah, I'd rather be wrong about the Bengals and them being an upside play than being wrong about the Broncos in a positive light and them just letting me down because I think the offense is ugly. When you're scheming up Bo Nix, and this is Peyton's job now, it's no different than Jalen Hurts. I know people don't like that.
Yeah.
Neither are accurate. Neither rely on their legs. Both also in the fourth quarter want to make 1 or 2 key plays to win the game. It's always going to be close. It's always going to be difficult. It may not always look pretty, but I think Bo Nix and Jalen Hurts, they are the blueprint for each other's success.
I think that's a great call. You know what I love about this team, though, when we compare them to talking about the conversations we had about the Chiefs and Chargers, this group of pass catchers. So you brought up adding Jalen Waddle.
It's pretty crazy.
I think there's a lot of talent at the receiver position here, and if Bo Nix can take another step forward, watch out, man. Maybe we might be off on this team again. I think there's a possibility of that. I'm way off on this team again.
Last team, the Raiders. Win total's 5.5. I think you can't even deny it. They're improved. It was hard not to be improved. Cousins, Mendoza, quarterback will be better. Linderbaum at center. They kept Max Crosby. Improvements on the O-line. Jalen Naylor to come in and play receiver. Defensively, though, Kwity Paye at edge. Linebacker Quay Walker. Nakobe Dean. Corner Taron Johnson to take over in the slot. 7th hardest schedule, though, which is going to be tough to navigate, but they're going to be a better football team overall.
Okay, if you had to bet this win total, you going over or under?
I would go over.
I would go over too, man. It's just
upside.
The upside, and then once again, this is another one of these AFC West teams where there is still on the schedule the Cardinals, the Dolphins, the Jets, and the Browns. So there are some other very bad teams on this schedule, in my opinion. So yeah, man, it would be over. It would be over for me, too. I'm not going to be betting it, but
my favorite future for them is one that I know is going to lose. Historically, it's never happened before. Brock Bowers, Offensive Player of the Year at 70-1. Guys, look at the numbers he's had without legitimate quarterback play.
Yeah.
You can say whatever you want about Kirk Cousins. He knows where his bread's buttered. Look at Justin Jefferson's stats with him. He will make sure his number one weapon is involved.
I don't hate it.
All right, we're just a few hours away. France and Spain. How does this matchup look with the contrast in styles? We'll analyze next on A Numbers Game.
You're here because you want an edge. That's what separates listeners from winners. But let's be real, mindset alone doesn't get bets home. Pros win because they've got the tools, the data, and the discipline. And now so can you. VEASAN Pro gives you access to the same real-time insights the sharps use. No secrets, no fluff, just actionable info that moves markets. Tap the link and see why serious bettors are turning knowledge into profit with VEASAN Pro. On A Numbers Game, the right data changes everything, and the data behind Shopify is hard to argue with. Millions of businesses worldwide run on it, including our own VEASAN store. When we launched, Shopify's templates and AI tools got us live fast. Professional looking from day one. No tech background needed. Shopify Checkout converts more customers and makes it easy for returning fans to come back and buy again in a single click. Shopify's built-in AI assistant Sidekick is there whenever you need help, building, troubleshooting, or just figuring out your next move. Check out what we built at vsin.com/store. Then go build something of your own. All you need is the idea. Shopify handles the rest. Start your free trial at shopify.com/vsin. That's shopify.com/vsin. Shopify.com/vsin.
A Numbers Game on VSiN, the sports betting network.
Alongside Kelley Bydlon, I'm Dustin Swedelson. It is A Numbers Game on VSiN, the sports betting network. Thanks for hanging out with us. Sirius XM channel 158, YouTube TV, the VSiN Watch app, and radio affiliates across the United States of God Bless America. And where in Canada?
Game Plus.
Game Plus. I'll get it before the end of the show.
Yeah. I did a lap about 15 minutes ago out in the casino.
Oh, you just went out to walk?
No. I went to the restroom, but, did a lap around the casino.
I thought you were just trying to project your healthy lifestyle onto me.
No, not at all. Not at all. There is a line that is building at the stand here because people are eager to get in here and get their tables set for France and Spain coming up here in less than 3 hours. We have kickoff. I see there's a line building at the sportsbook. Danny looks like he's having trouble down there juggling all the bets.
Well, let me bring this up because I don't enjoy watching sports in public. It is a big thing for me.
I don't either.
But I have someone in town, and he specifically said he wants to come watch here today. So I will be going home and then coming back to watch this match.
It's like 2 hours after the show.
I know.
Hang out.
No, but he's there. I got to go pick him up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're going to lunch, this whole thing. Okay. Yeah, whatever. But my point is, I don't like watching sports in public. Kelley, where do you come down on that?
Oh, I'm right there. Well, see, this I'd be okay with, but don't invite me to your Super Bowl party. I want to watch the Super Bowl. Every second of it, I'm not going to your Super Bowl party.
But here's the point. I meant to get there, but the brain's a little slow this morning. It's early for me. Watching the World Cup at Circa, because I've been here for a lot of the live betting shows, it is the perfect spot to do it.
Oh, yeah.
The vibe, the energy, it feels like this stadium seating was built for this.
Mm-hmm. It was.
Let's ask our next guest. He's Paul Carr, TruMedia Sports, Expected Value is the podcast. At Paul Carr, you can find him on X. Paul, where do you come down on watching sports in public? Because I get triggered by people who root against my bets. That's probably the biggest part of it. But I do believe watching at Circa is the only place I'm willing to do it.
A lot of variables here. I mean, I'm with Kelley where Super Bowl, I don't think I've ever been to a Super Bowl party, legit party. It's family and select friends, and that we're focusing on the game and watching 6 hours of pregame and all that stuff. For like a U.S. game, a U.S. World Cup game, very picky, like most likely either by myself or with, again, a select group. The first U.S. game I watched over a friend's house, bunch of people, they were upstairs. I was downstairs by myself pacing. And then eventually, U.S. is up 3-0. It's like, all right, I can be with people now. I can handle this. I would say if it's super important, I want to control the environment a lot more. If it's something I'm a little looser on or maybe less invested in, then I'm willing to have a bigger experience, and that's okay. But
you have the rare situation where you would be watching soccer in public, and you'd be around mostly Americans who probably don't normally watch soccer. Like, that would drive me insane, having to hear the ignorant. Like, at this point of the World Cup, what is the funniest rule suggestion you've heard from someone like me who's just watching soccer for the first time in 20 years? Where they're like, look, I got it. The sport's great, but here's how I would fix it.
It's always great. I mean, the number one suggestion I've gotten is not uncommon. It's just that, why does only one guy know when the clock is going to stop?
It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Right.
I'm just
Which is not,
with you.
It's not the worst. In a perfect world, the clock would just stop when the ball goes out of bounds all the time. Start, stop, like you would expect.
Like every other sport does,
Right. Just start, stop like that. And then the game clock would be reduced to 60 minutes. Because that's roughly how much in-play time there is in an average game. So that's if we're starting from scratch, that's what I think would happen or would be ideal. There's zero chance that will ever actually happen because it's a 90-minute game. It's just it's too hard. It's like, cutting a baseball game to 6 innings or something like that. It's just not going to happen. So that's the number one thing I get. I'm trying to think of you get some who are, it's like different high school and college, subbing is a lot more liberal where you can go in and out. And so, someone said, why can't it just be like hockey where, line changes on the fly, which would be really funny.
That'd be interesting.
That's probably the craziest thing I can think of off the top of my head.
I'll shout out Danny Higgins' idea. He wants he wants backcourt violations, Dustin. Once you've crossed midfield, he doesn't want them to be able to pass it back to the goalie and keep recycling it and everything. It was actually one of the better ones I've heard. I'm going to stick with Danny on that one.
That's kind of funny. I like that.
Look, the clock thing is the only one that really messes me up. It's
me too.
The only reason it doesn't exist is because technology, when the sport was invented, they needed to find a way to create the situation where they can account for this. But technology has been invented. The English not really notorious for evolving with everyone else, with how the rest of the world operates. Paul Carr is our guest. TruMedia Sports, Expected Value is the podcast. At Paul Carr on X. Let's talk about the matchup today because I keep framing it this way, and I'm just kind of a basic dude, but this is the Super Bowl, even though it's not the Super Bowl. This is the championship, even though it's not the championship. France minus 155 to advance, Spain plus $1.25. Complete different approaches to playing the same game. What do you think is the way this one shakes out?
Yeah, these are the two best teams in the tournament. So the easy frame is exactly what you said. I think England is in particular and Argentina to a lesser extent are pretty close to these teams. So it's not the final before the final to that extent, but the winner of this is going to be, a favorite in the final regardless. This is a hard one to handicap. I mean, this is the most difficult time I've had with any matchup in the knockout stage, maybe in the whole tournament, because there's almost nothing here from an outcome standpoint that would shock me because, France has such a high ceiling with their attack. So if they are able to hang 3 on Spain and win easily, wouldn't surprise me. The flip side is Spain, their press and their defense are so good that if they shut France's attack down somehow and hang 2 or 3 of their own, wouldn't surprise me. But the only thing that really would shock me is a 0-0 type of game because you have such good attackers on both sides. Spain's got a ton of depth in midfield. They can throw on later in the game. So my play here has been both teams to score. I got this at minus 130 yesterday. It's drifted more, minus 150 is the best price I saw as of an hour or two ago. That's about as far as I would go playing this. But again, France just has such good attackers. The front four is the best in the world, and they can bring in more to support that if they need to swap guys out. And Spain has just found a way. Again, the depth in midfield, they can throw guys on late. They got late goals to beat Portugal and Belgium. So I think one way or another, both teams are going to get a goal here in 90 minutes.
Okay, I like it. And Paul, you got France 5-1 in pocket still, right?
Yeah, I was close. I think it was 7-1.
Ooh,
but
7.
They drifted. I think so. I got it was like in February or March. They drifted. Yeah, they were like 350, 400 in that range before the tournament. So I'm still riding that.
All right, let's go France. Me too. I tailed you on that. So let's go France. We'll be rooting for them all the way. Jumping ahead to tomorrow, I'm very interested in this matchup. I think no shocker to me to see England favored to advance after the lead-in performances by these teams. This total's really jumping out to me, though. I think with all the high-class goal scorers on both sides, if you looked at just kind of results for these teams throughout the tournament, man, a plus 130 on the over feels generous. I'm going to start there with you, Paul. What do you think about this total in the game tomorrow?
Yeah, it seems it's drifting that way too, where you just get better price on the over, which surprises me a little because Argentina's put up 2 in every game, I think, maybe not one of them. And England has shown the ability to hang multiple goals in most of their games as well. So that does seem like a nice price there. I like England on the whole. I just think they're not a huge step better than Argentina, but a step better. Argentina, you just look at who they played, in the knockout stage. It was Cape Verde and Egypt and Switzerland. So, Switzerland's like borderline top 20 in the world. But Argentina hasn't done really well against either of them. And Switzerland was bossing that game in the second half until they got the red card. So I'm just not convinced that Argentina can control a game and generate scoring opportunities against a solid defense the way that England can. So I like England. I have them to win this one outright. The 90-minute win plus 165. The money's coming in Argentina, though, because this opened, England was like minus 135, minus 140 to advance. Mm-hmm. And now it's like, I see it minus 116 out there this morning. So if you'd rather, be a little more conservative, I like that if you can find it. But I think England's just a half a step, 3/4 of a step better than Argentina.
And you anticipate with your future France in the final. So England, France, what's your just general early vibe on that one?
Yeah, it'd be a little bit like France-Spain in the sense that, England would try to control this game, and I'm not sure if France would let them. And on the other hand, France, they had less than 50% possession against Morocco, but the feel of it was that France was totally in control of that contest. So that's kind of what France doesn't mind doing. So I don't think England would be able to throw France off any more than Morocco would, or I think Spain will. It'd be a really good one, though. It'd probably be a similar line to France-Spain. France might be a slightly heavier favorite than they are against Spain if they were to face England in the final. But it'd be a pretty great one.
Well, Paul, thanks for doing this, man. Good luck with France. I love the number you got. I love the team. I still think there might be value on them at around minus 140 at this point to still win the cup. Paul Carr is our guest, TruMedia Sports. Expected Value is the name of his podcast. At Paul Carr, you can find him on X. Thanks for the time, man. Good luck with the bets. And I can't believe I'm saying this in the United States of America. Go France.
Let's go.
Oh, geez. What's this world come to? Thanks, guys.
Well, I mean, the only question is, like, they don't have us to bail them out this time. They have to fight their own world battles without the United States intervening and ensuring victory, because if it wasn't for us, they'd be speaking German right now. 20 leagues, one mission, just win bets, baby. That's your premier source for daily sports betting picks. They break down the data so you can bet with confidence across the entire sports calendar. Scan the QR code or visit JustWinBetsBaby.com today and start betting smarter with Just Win Bets, baby. The name says it all. He's Kelley Bydlon. I'm Dustin Swedelson, in for Gil on a numbers game this week. When we return the All-Star Game, my angle for betting MVP deep down the board, is it sharp? Probably not. Is it right? We hope so. That's next on a numbers game.
A numbers game on VSiN, the sports betting network.
The numbers tell the story. The guy at the top of the hour tells me every single time here on a numbers game. That's Kelley Bydlon. I'm Dustin Swedelson. Appreciate y'all having me, welcoming me into your lives, into your homes, into your ear holes all week long on A&G. Kelley, how are we feeling today about the All-Star Game? How are we feeling about sitting down and actually watching it? You are not a baseball guy. It is an exhibition affair.
Yep.
But it does feel like one of the older traditions of this version, right, of these All-Star games, where, like, there's a level of, I get nostalgia. They're wearing their regular uniforms, I believe, again. We're not going to get, like,
are they good?
They were yesterday. I'm assuming they are still.
Yeah, I don't know. You're setting it up all perfectly. Am I going to be betting side or total in this game? No, I'm not. How much am I going to really be locked into every single pitch of this game tonight? Probably not much. Will I absolutely have it on, though, because it is just something you do every year? Yes.
You know what? It's really brutal for the future of baseball, and I'm not here to have the regular sports talk conversation of how do we fix baseball.
Is that there people like me doing this with the All-Star game?
No. Baseball's best selling point is, you know what it's really good at? Being background noise when you have nothing going on in the summer. Like, it's a real... If that is what you're leading with, you do have core issues with the sport, and that's coming from a baseball guy.
I mean, Mark Borger just talked about how he just nailed the home run derby, and he just told us how he didn't see the ending. He was working out or something.
Yeah, but also, like, when you're grinding this every single day, you reach a point where you're like, I actually have a break. Let me utilize my break. And if you don't have to react to it live, why wouldn't you just, like, go do something else with your life and go, oh, you know what? That was cool. I will say this. People are crushing Netflix for the broadcast. I get it. Everyone doesn't like change. Everyone doesn't like new. Is it not really meant for you? Yeah, it's probably not meant for you if you're listening to VSiN. Like, let's be fair. Mm-hmm. That broadcast is to attract casuals, to get them into it, to make them care about something they normally wouldn't care about, because there's really nothing on the line outside of money and pride last night.
Yeah, the other one is, like, there's some extremely talented people on that broadcast. Guess what? With also every new broadcast, and you know this, Dustin, like, you're jamming together personalities and trying some out, right? Some former players and stuff that don't have much experience on the air. You're giving those guys more run in a game like that. The pros I thought did a perfectly fine job.
Yeah, look, I got a camera in front of me. I've got a microphone like 2 inches from my face. I find it very difficult, knowing my flaws as a broadcaster and human, to come out here and, like, complain about other broadcasters doing what they're told to do. I just don't throw stones. Don't throw stones. All right, but in case you missed yesterday, Jordan Walker wins the home run derby. 6 home runs in a row to wind up victorious. That opened up this All-Star events. And now we go to the actual game that we're here for. The American League throwing Dylan Cease on the bump, plus $1.10. Total in this matchup is 8. You got NL with Christopher Sanchez in his home ballpark, minus $1.35. Looking at recent results here, last season we went to the swing off with Schwarber winning MVP. That was a tough one for people betting on the MVP market, because Schwarber came in, wasn't even in the conversation, then walks off with the winner in the swing off.
I forgot.
AL wins. It was a 6-6 game we went over. 2024 5-3 game, and Duran is the closer for Minnesota at that time. The American League wins. Duran is your MVP. Mm-hmm. The year prior, 2023. NL wins 3-2. Elias Diaz, the catcher for Colorado, is MVP. 2022, AL wins 3-2. Giancarlo Stanton is your MVP. You just go back and look. The American League is on an 11-1 run, Kelley. Last 12, the average run scored 7.25. That in large part because the last 2 years we had 12 and 8 runs respectively. Prior to that, we were on a 1, 2, 3, 4 run staying under 8. 2018, we had an 8-6 ball game, but that was because of extra innings. 10 innings in that one with Alex Bregman being your MVP. I think a couple ways to look at this is I kind of lean over. Not just because it's a trend of what we're seeing the last couple of years. We had a 5-3 game and a 6-6 game. But a lot of the top pitchers have declined or had injuries. Yeah. Schlittler's not here. Mizorowski's not here. Ohtani's not pitching. Wheeler's not pitching. Not to say that the guys that replacing them aren't all-star caliber, but it just means you're not getting the best of the best. So with that, I actually lean over tonight. I'm not going to have an official play. All I'm going to do is look for bombs in the market to be your MVP.
I like this approach.
So
if you're going to bet something, you might be able to talk me into something right here. A bomb in the MVP market. I don't know where else you go. Maybe some other props you could find where there's some value on. I think this is the way to play it.
So as far as looking in the starting lineup, I don't know how you do this because if someone's starting in the All-Star game, they're going to be replaced. The goal is to get as many of these guys in as possible, especially when you factor in the new swing-off element, right? There's no more extra innings. There's no more saving guys for later. It's get them in or they're not going to play, and that seems totally unfair for someone to give up vacation time to go somewhere for this break and then not get in the game. That just wouldn't be right. So I'm looking at 3 guys right now, and I may add a 4th. I may even add a 5th because I'm going bombs. I'm going deep down the board. If I miss, I miss. Split a unit up or go split 3/4 of a unit up. Don't go crazy here. But my strategy is I'm looking for people late in the game. I want people to have the opportunity for heroics in a tight game to have that clutch hit. Because of that, I'm not going to go with the starting lineup. Could Kyle Schwarber lead off the game with a home run and wind up winning MVP? Mark the tape, by the way. Now that I said that, it's definitely going to happen. He's your favorite, though. I don't want to bet him at 13-1. I think we're going to have a close game, and because of that, we need someone to step up in the clutch, so I'm looking to the bench. Well, I'd also like to get multiple swings at this. I'd like 2 at-bats. You don't know who off the bench is going to get 2 at-bats, but here's what you do know. You're limited on catchers. I think the backup catchers are the way to look.
Okay.
Here are the 3 that I'm looking at, that I place bets on. First, let's go Hunter Goodman of Colorado, 30-1. What's interesting about Hunter Goodman. Who's Connor Goodman? I just made that name up. Hunter Goodman. What's interesting about Goodman is, despite playing in Coors Field, 18 of his 27 home runs have been on the road. That is something you wouldn't anticipate from a guy. You just assume these dudes stack their numbers playing at Coors Field. I think he could come into the game. He could get multiple at-bats. And if he leaves the building and hits a homer, I love that. I love him at the price of 30-1.
Okay.
The other guy I'm going to look at, Wilson Contreras, 30-1. I made fun of him in the home run derby. He made me look stupid. But because he participated in the event, I think maybe some of those nerves could be gone. Might be a little bit more relaxed at the plate. Looking at his numbers, 14 of 20 homers for him against right-handed pitching. The bulk of the pitchers, I feel like coming in relief here, will be right-handed pitchers. And I think that he may be worth a look at 30-1. And then the guy that I actually like better than both of them is 45-1. That is Detroit Tigers catcher Dylan Dingler, not to be confused with Dirk Diggler. This year, 271 average, 15 homers against righties. Why is that unique? Well, last year in 2025, he hit 320 against lefties. So over his career, pretty good against both sides of the pitchers, but I like the power. He's been on a run this year showing that. I think Dingler, 45-1, I need him to get into 1. That's where I'm looking. This is the strategy. It could be the dumbest strategy of all time. This is like yesterday. It's an educated dart throw. Yeah. Doesn't mean because I'm coming up with an angle that I like that it's the right way to do it. It's just the way that I want to attack this in a unique way. And I think it's late inning heroics. It's someone who can leave the building. And I think the catchers could have 2 at-bats. Because of that, you get 2 cracks at it.
Okay. Let me throw something at you because great breakdown. I like the theory. I like the angle there. I might have found one too. So I'm looking at starting lineups for both AL and NL and then the reserves. Okay, Major League MLB.com has the reserves listed by catcher, infield, outfield, DH. Okay, we have a starting DH. This is more of a question for you. Do we think the person that's designated as the backup DH, are we only going to see 2 designated hitters?
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because Ivan Herrera actually is also a catcher. He caught 36 games this year. I thought about betting him because I like him as a hitter too. I think he's around 40-1. I considered him being part of this mix. I might as well do it if I'm going to go all into the strategy on catchers. Just add him as well, because that could be a wrinkle where he could catch as well. So I think it's a pretty good point by you.
So, okay, like Diaz is 19-1 on here. So he is the backup designated hitter for the American League. I mean, it's Yordan Alvarez, and then it's him.
Well, he's
got shorter odds than Yordan.
Yeah, and he has position versatility. He's also a contact guy, which I really like. But he can play first. He can play third as well if you really needed to in this spot. Like, I remember an All-Star game. I think Albert Pujols once played second base in an All-Star game.
I was going to say, I think you just answered the question then. So if the odds are that short with him, then these roster spots cannot be just, it can't be DH for DH then.
Sure. And by the way, I meant William Contreras. I totally confused. It was not Wilson Contreras. Different brother of the two. William Contreras. So my take about the Derby nerves, that is incorrect. But William Contreras for the Brewers, a guy who's gotten back on track after a down year a season ago. I'm not going to do Adley Rutschman as one of the catchers. I was
going to ask you about him. Yep.
I like him.
The one you're leaving off.
Yeah, huh? Wilson Contreras is technically a first baseman now. That's right. He moved to first base for Boston. But Adley Rutschman, I don't trust his bat. So probably go with your boy Herrera that you mentioned as a DH there as another potential option. Are we being stupid? Should we just go Jordan Walker with how hot he is?
I was going to ask you about James Wood.
I don't hate that either. I mean, he's proven he just needs one at bat. He can leave the building here. Hey, early bird special right now, VSiN Pro. Head to VSiN.com/subscribe. Check out everything we have to do. That's the best bets. That's the betting splits. That's the player prop projection, 24/7 video access, plus the NFL betting guide available to you at VSiN.com/subscribe.
A numbers game on VSiN, the sports betting network.
Back on a numbers game. He is Kelley Bydlon. My name's Dustin Swedelson. Tuesday almost in the books here. This edition of the program. All-Star Game tonight. I'm just going deep down I might add 2 more long shots. Why not? One thing I'm not doing is adding pitchers, so you know that like a pitcher is going to strike out the side and they're going to wind up winning in what's going to be a boring 1-0 game.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
It's the vibe. Whatever vibe I'm feeling, it's usually the opposite these days. I go on runs, Kelley, where I can't miss, and then I go on runs where literally I can't find the board.
Yeah, I hear you. I've had a run of the past few days of everything just coming up just short. It's getting a little annoying.
By the way, I should mention today's July 14th. What national day is that? That's what I like to ask. The old,
I don't know. What do we got?
The old internet. One, it's Bastille Day, which I think we're supposed to know what that is. It involves the French Revolution in 1789.
Oh man, I saw fireworks from last night. Man, they are. I feel like we're getting beat out this year. Like from what was that, Mexico City that was going crazy after that win, and then I saw Eiffel Tower fireworks from last night. I thought that was supposed to be our thing.
Fireworks?
Yeah, man, like July 4th. Like,
did we invent fireworks?
Ooh.
That is a cool.
No, I'm going to go with China. Gunpowder was invented there, so they had fireworks.
Well, China 2,000 years. But when I started to type, did we invent fireworks? It said, did we invent meth? I know the answer to that. we definitely are the country that invented meth. I couldn't think of anything more American than that.
Bastille Day. Why did that autofill for you?
That is a very good. But Bastille Day, King Louis VI. It's weird that the French would do Roman numerals.
So this is when good point. This is when democracy started. The last
medieval
king
fortress, political prison in Paris that came to symbolize the tyranny and abuses of King Louis VII and his, or sixth, I should say, and his monarchy. Mob of angry revolutionaries stormed the structure, seized gunpowder and weapons. So yeah, I guess you were right. The lead to democracy here. Mm-hmm. It's also National Mac and Cheese Day. And the great debate with mac and cheese is, as you can see, I am an expert. I may not be a betting expert these days, but I am a mac and cheese expert. You come down on one of two camps. You like or don't like breadcrumbs on your mac and cheese, Kelley Bydlon.
Oh, man. I don't think I'm in either camp then, because I like it with it. I like it without it.
I like it without.
But I also like this is where I didn't know where you were going with this, because you can't. It's kind of like pizza. there's really good mac and cheese. There's not bad mac and cheese. So.
No, there is. I've been to some like bootleg places when I lived in the South claiming it was mac and cheese. And it was literally like butter noodles with American cheese slices slapped onto them.
So is this where your Southern roots come into play? So you're not busting open a box of Kraft macaroni and cheese?
I think good Southern people would tell you that a true Southerner makes a great mac and cheese. This is less my Southern roots coming out and my white trash coming out.
Yeah, I'm like the old boxes is just Kraft mac and cheese, man. Oh, like
still no. To me, the frozen Stouffer's.
You're gonna make me make that tonight now.
Frozen Stouffer's when it gets a little crispy on the edges. That's what I'm looking for.
Talking about. I know what you're talking about.
All right. Well, you know what else we're talking about? We talked a lot of World Cup today. A lot of World Cup. We are what? Just 2 hours and 12 minutes away. France and Spain. What do we like? Well, in case you missed it earlier on the show, Alex Crook joined us with his best bets. What is Alex like today in Spain and France?
Yeah, he's on the first half draw, so plus 105. He's going to be betting that. And then France money line, so 90-minute money line, plus 140 against Spain. And then for tomorrow, England to win in extra time, 13-1. Alex getting pretty specific on that one. Drew Dinsick, he's got Spain to advance in extra time today, so he's getting a little bold with that one as well. He's going to play the exact score 1-1 at plus 475, and then tomorrow Argentina to advance at plus 110, and he's going to do a little parlay Spain and Argentina both to advance plus 372. Paul Carr, just heard him on a couple segments ago. He's got a couple bets as well. Both teams to score yes today, minus 130 in France and Spain. And then tomorrow, England. This is England to win, 90-minute line, plus 165 over Argentina. Dustin Swedelson, you got a couple bets.
Yeah, I'm going to throw a soccer one up there. We're going to do a same-game parlay for France and Spain, just based on everything I'm hearing all of our people say. And sorry, Danny, for not sending this. I'll read it out, though, in real time. How are you going to play it? We're going to go under 2.5 goals.
Okay.
We're going to go draw first half. I liked Alex's thoughts on that. I think Spain keeps it very much their style of fight. And ultimately, France with their weapons breaks through. So I'm going France to qualify as the third leg. That's plus 380.
I actually like that.
Here's what's crazy.
That first half draw, I think that might be my favorite game bet.
What's nuts for me right now is I'm having a very profitable World Cup.
I know.
And I know nothing about soccer.
It's Gil and I have this conversation all the time. It's a very humbling thing that we do. When we pour all this time and effort and energy into sports that we really, really buckle down on, and then it's, you go through a slump or something like that, and the World Cup comes around, and you're just like making all this money.
I'll go back and look. I want to say I'm like 8-4, something like that with my world. It's really stupid.
It's been sick. My futures have been sick. The game bets have been awesome. Keep it rolling. I just need France to get this thing home, man. Let's keep going.
All right. And then, here's what I got in the All-Star game. I lean over tonight. I'm not going to pick a side. There's good people on both sides of this debate. What I'm going to do is instead go with the All-Star Game MVP. We're going deep down the board. I'm just looking for catchers. My hope is a catcher is in, and they come in, the lineup does well, they get 2 cracks at it, maybe one of them is a clutch hit where they come through, their stat line looks good at the end of this thing, because it is a true crapshoot. I'm hoping that catchers, one of them can get multiple at-bats off the bench. So Hunter Goodman, I mentioned, really good hitting homers away from Coors Field, which blew me away. William Contreras to win All-Star Game MVP. That is the Brewers catcher, 30-1. Dylan Dingler, who is my favorite of them, to win it at 45-1 from Detroit. He's been showing the power lately. And I think I'm going to go with, speaking of we get tweets.
Get tweets.
At VSiN Live, at Dustin Swedelson, at Kelley Bydlon. Alan Harris writes in at Big Cat Sports. Curious to see how first base plays out. Harper Murakami could be in the game late.
Yeah.
I think I'm going back to Murakami at around 20-1.
That's what at first that Harper number confused me a little bit, but it's set up for that.
But with Murakami, it's everything we said about last night. It just feels like he's built for home runs, and if he gets into one, and I'm just at a point where
now that you've said it, you have to.
I have so many FOMO issues with betting. If I'm ahead and I end up being right, but it's a day later, I'm going to be so annoyed with myself. So look, this is for fun. This isn't like true handicapping betting. You just have to find an angle that you like. And my angle is the catchers plus Murakami tonight to win MVP.
Okay, I like it. You know what mac and cheese does kind of suck? Now that you made me think about it.
What?
Velveeta. You ever
No,
have
I like
that one?
Velveeta.
You like that one?
Shout out to my hometown of Monroe, New York, where Velveeta cheese was invented. Every year we had the cheese festival.
Okay, well, that sounds awesome.
The irony of the cheese festival, no cheese anywhere.
Why?
Because for some reason we were celebrating Velveeta being invented there, but it was all the local businesses just pitching their stuff.
Huh. Interesting.
Makes no sense.
I mean, I like Velveeta like any other way, but I don't like their mac and cheese for some reason.
I do a Velveeta dip where it's like cream cheese, Velveeta, and garlic.
Yeah, I'm doing with some ground beef in there. It's delicious.
Well, I don't eat beef. I just eat cheese.
All right. Bets for me. England to advance, -125, as Paul said, though. Apparently you can get a better number than that now. I thought I was getting the best of it yesterday when I bet that. And then British Open for me so far. I've got Colin Morikawa 31-1, Sam Burns 52-1. Card far from complete. Got some top 20 bets we'll be locking in here after the show. Long shots later today. We'll be recording with Matt Brown and Wes Reynolds. Go check that out wherever you get your podcasts, on the VSiN YouTube page, on the Long Shots YouTube page. That will be a full breakdown by the three of us later this afternoon.
All right, we'll do more on the Open tomorrow,
Yep.
British Open. Also, I just want to point out, Fally can bring out the red card, yellow card. I have encroached your space finally.
Yeah, but you know what? That's okay. I'm a nice guy. It's not as aggressive as last time.
We
last
have
a
a divider, and my notes just spill out into Kelley's section. Speaking of cheese, I don't know
my
if you,
cards.
I don't know if you know this about me. I stand by this. The best way to evaluate someone's character, if you tell me your favorite kind of cheese and what toilet paper you buy for your home, I know everything I need to know about you. So like mine is, I buy the very, very puffy Cottonelle.
Yeah.
I buy the sturdy stuff.
I mean the good stuff, but I don't have a specific.
My favorite cheese is liquid cheese, like nacho liquid cheese you get at a ballpark. To me, that's the best cheese out there.
Yeah.
Do you have a cheese at least?
No, I'm probably with you. I thought that's where I thought you were going with this, and I think I'm with you.
Like, for example, I asked Jeff Gordon this question one time, the NASCAR Hall of Famer.
I'm not going to sit here and like big time you and be like, well, actually, I'm a Gouda guy.
Well, he was a smoked
right,
Gouda
exactly.
guy, and I was like, you know what? That tracks, you pompous elitist.
I think if we're being real and we're being honest, yeah, liquid cheese is probably the best.
Liquid nacho cheese, you cannot beat it. I don't care what anybody says.
I throw provolone on sandwiches a lot. I'm not going to sit here and like be like, provolone's awesome.
I want to do a podcast series where it's just me asking famous people, what's your favorite kind of cheese? That's it.
It's a good one. I like
That's
that.
it. The whole podcast, just and we break down why it's their favorite.
You're not
cheese.
going to get enough nacho cheese answers. I will tell you.
No,
that.
you're going to get a lot of smoked, like sharp cheddar.
It's an opportunity for people to sound fancy.
I think Swiss is a little underrated, but then like the annoying people will tell you goat cheese is healthy. Anyway, no more cheese talk the rest of the day. After us, it's Prop Points. Nick Whalen, Jeff Erickson. They'll talk a little MLB with RotoWire's John McKechnie. Adams Zdroik with his picks for the World Cup. Then it's Money Moves, 2 p.m., followed by Follow the Money at 4 p.m. Eastern. Weird that we phonetically spelled out McKechnie, but not Zdroik, as if ZDR is a sound my mouth is used to saying. That'll do it for us here on A Numbers Game. We'll see you tomorrow.